Hey guys, let me see here. There we go. Today I thought what we'd do is I bought a few more wrestling figures that I probably shouldn't have, and I figured we would take a look at those, and then later today I'll be hopefully also posting a comic book haul because I did get to go to the shop this week. So to start off, these are a few of the wrestling figures I've picked up recently, and if you see my hands wildly swinging, ignore that. There's a fly flying around. So, this one I had actually picked up with the Lucha Brothers that I got recently. This is the Cody Rhodes LJN figure, which is it's super huge. I had some of those thumb wrestlers from back in the day where they had a little hole in the back to put your thumb in and you could have them wrestle. That was the closest I got to the original LJN wrestling figures. I might have had one or two of the non-thumb ones, as the years went on, but, when I was growing up, it was mostly those thumb wrestlers. So, picked this one up. I had heard of the LJN figures, how they were considered humongous at the time, but I didn't know what to expect, and Cody's here is huge. I hope they do more of these. This is a really cool retro feel to it. It's kind of a cartoony style. He does have his tattoos, his infamous neck tattoo and the dream tattoo. But I just like the chunkiness of these of the figure. Of course, it doesn't move too much. It's like a hard plastic, so it's a little bendy, but not. You're not gonna put him in another pose or anything like that. But I thought that was pretty cool. I picked that one up, and it would be interesting to see more of these. Hopefully that's something that they do, because I'd love to have a few of the AEW guys in this giant format. Just look kind of cool. So I'll put him over there. Another thing I just picked up today actually is the Kenny Omega. I think this is the AEW. I forget if it's Unrivaled or they have like two series now that they've come out with as far as the action figures. But I have the original Omega figure here, where his skin tone is a little too bright, and I appreciate the Bang Bang figures, or Bang Bang hands, and like the ring attire's cool. But his face and skin tone were obviously just a little off. So on this face, it's very plain. There's not too much to it. And then also his hair, it's like the hair sculpt is fine, but Kenny Omega at the time had the kind of the bleach blonde look where he had some, the hair was more like this, where it's got some highlights and then some brown in it. So at the time it was like, okay, well, this is a cool looking figure, but I think we all wished it was a little bit more spot on with the likeness and the hair. So what I did was, yesterday we were at Target, me and the family, and in the toy section they had this guy, and I didn't pick him up then, but this morning I ran to Target basically first thing in the morning and picked him up. He's got, super cool details as far as the outfit goes. The other Omega came with like an in-ring jacket that he wore at the show, but this one is just this particular pants he had. I think it's the same body sculpt basically. It's just that they've done a better job as far as the likeness. That's pretty spot on. Kenny Omega. The hair coloring is much more what it should be. And then, as I said, that the skin tone is more correct. Skinny's always a little bit more. Look at this fly. This fly is, land on me. That's what I'm looking for. But anyway, the skin tone is more on point. So, unfortunately, this one just came with mic hands and then these kind of grabby hands. I think it's when he does this, he does this pose when he first comes out where he kind of looks up and closes his eyes and holds his hands out. So I think that's what they were going for. But, yeah, ran to Target, picked him up because I don't think I'd seen this figure in the wild. Seen it on YouTube reviews and stuff, but not in person. So I figured, okay, well, I think we were at the store yesterday at like 3 or 4. It's like, well, let me run over there and just see if it's still there. And sure enough, he was. So these next 3 I had ordered on Ringside Collectibles just to kind of have. This first one is and these are all basic, these next 3. This is just a basic Kevin Owens. I like Kevin Owens when I could still get the network before they went to Peacock. It was around the time that Owens and Reigns were having their feud, and unfortunately with WWE right now it's rematch. So we got to see about 3 or 4 matches between the 2 of them, and like 2 or 3 pay-per-view matches even. It was a little nuts. So this is just a basic Kevin Owens, which is fine. The basic figures don't have too much in the way of articulation. The arms are like a ball joint, but the legs are just the kicky legs. So, picked this one up just to have a KO. I know they're doing a Elite KO, which they had for pre-order, I think, on the site, but this was like, I want to say like $6 because it's older and the packaging was jacked up. And for me, I don't keep them in the goddamn fly. Now there are 2 flies and they are attacking me. But anyways, since I take these figures out of the packaging, if I can get something on the cheap for damaged packaging, I do so. Like this, the Cody Rhodes here was damaged packaging, and I couldn't even, there was like one little thing where you could tell the packaging might have been bent. It wasn't even egregious or anything. But, sometimes they'll have damaged packaging ones, and I'll pick those up. So that's the KO, and it, looks pretty much spot on. The Elite one has like different ring attire, but apart from that, the face sculpt looked the same. I picked up this Roman Reigns, which actually, now that I look at it, I think he has more articulation than some of the other basics. He actually has a knee joint, which a lot of these basics, the legs just stay straight. Like my old CM Punk figure, that's a basic, and his legs just stay straight. You can't bend him at the knee. But pick this one up just to have Roman Reigns. There's the Elite figures that are better. But I was just looking to get something on the cheap end and have one in the collection. So, and I like the Wreck Everyone and Leave shirt. I thought that was a cool shirt when he came out with that one. So pick that one up. His face has a little bit of a weird smirk to it. I think they were trying to get the smirk that he has on this packaging down, and they got close, but he's a little bit of, I don't know, it seems like he looks happier than he should, if he has me. Like, he looks like he might be a baby face with that face. When I catch these flies, I plan on slowly torturing them to death, because they have been in the house for a day or 2 now. We're having painting done, and they had to, when they were painting the front door, they had to have the door open, and it's not really the season for flies. It's not summertime. But somewhere these 2 mofos came in, and they have been very, they aren't running from you. They are actively trying to land on you. There's one over in this corner right now that is just watching me and cleaning his hands. Little bastards. Last one I picked up, as far as the basics, was this Andrade. They had a few different Andrade face sculpts were just not very good, I didn't think. Even the Elite that they had, the face sculpt was, it was not great, and his ring attire I didn't like on the Elite. Oh my god, there's 4 flies in here. Where the hell did they all come from? 1, 2, 3, money, bloody hell. I just noticed I thought I had 2, and now they're like all in this room at the same time, looking at me. Sweet Lord. So anyways, sorry, they're like actively after me because I have the light on. So this Andrade, I liked the ring attire. It's just a black and white pants, but it's closer to what he's wearing in AEW right now. And the face sculpt isn't bad. He's got the right hair. The face sculpt, he just looks a little too jolly for my liking. He's kind of smiling, but it's not too ominous of a smile. If you know, it's not like he's smiling and threatening you. It seems like a genuine smile. It's a little weird. But pick this one up because I figure it'll be a while before AEW does a figure. I do find it interesting on the back here, the characters they have Bray Wyatt, who's been fired. They have Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, who is constantly being, not used, and Andrade, who they let go. So some of the back packaging for these is interesting to look at because it's amazing that they produce a figure for somebody and then they fire them, and then they produce a figure and then they fire them, and these poor people don't have their likeness rights are probably tied up for a little while. And final figure that I picked up along with Kenny here, and this one I was kind of on the fence about, as I don't particularly think the face sculpt is spot on, but at the same time I thought I had this figure and I couldn't find it. Later when I looked for it, it might be in my storage. I thought I had a figure of this person, and I thought it was at work, but when I looked at my work figures, the couple times I've been there this year, he was not there. So I picked up the WWE Legends Elite Roddy Piper. The biggest gripe for me on this figure is, like, I know Roddy's hair was down to his shoulders a lot. I personally, in the movie and especially in the 80s, I grew up more with the short hair Roddy Piper. And this figure, I don't know if you can tell, his hair just looks, it's down to the shoulder, but it just looks like Farrah Fawcett hair. It just looks huge. It's too much hair, if you ask me. And the likeness, to me, the likeness is very much older Roddy Piper. Like, it's more angular. His features are a little more harsh, whereas, back in the day, in his younger days, his features weren't so harsh. So, I love the ring attire. He's got the kilt. He's got this actual cloth shirt, just like in the pictures here. And it's the same one that he's wearing in this picture. And I like everything except for the face is great to me. So if I really do have a Rowdy figure somewhere, and I think it was one where he was just a basic, with just the blue trunks and the boots and nothing else, if I find that one and it's doable, I might pop the head off and put it on this one, because this ring attire is just stupendous, but the face is just a little off to me, enough to where I would, if I can find that figure, if I really did own it, hopefully I can find it and do a head swap, and hopefully the heads, fit, because I think with the basics to the Elites, it's supposed to still be doable, but you never know sometimes. So, but that was the last figure today, guys. I'm going to reset and hopefully film my comic haul now. And if we're lucky and I have time, I will try to get those both up. Upload speeds on YouTube, if you don't know, are, at least for me, are horribly slow. Of course, I am using a 3G phone, which I have to replace this year because 3G is no longer a thing. And my wife and family were laughing at me because I was like, my phone's still 3G, and they were like, what? I didn't know that was a thing. They all thought I was at least at 4G, and I'm not. So, so that's it for today, guys. And